Shalom, shalom to the 144,000, the elect. Before I get started, let me give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rokah Quadash, the one to the apostle nails of great millstone. Peace and blessing to the brothers that are preaching the truth in the four winds of the earth. May Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, have mercy upon you. Okay. Let's get into a sensitive subject to most of you all. When I say most, I'm talking about as a nation of people. I'm talking about all people now concerning America. But because a lot of you all still is filled with the illusion that America is going to continue for another, we just say 30 years. You right? But, you know, these so-called white people, they see the writing on the wall. They see it. And they're, and most of you all, as a whole, the words of the prophets that we've been preaching, especially within the let me see about, well, in other words, our voices was not being heard, you know, in the 60s, 70s, 80s, even up till 20, 2020, let me say 15, 16, I think, I don't think I know, this truth was beginning to spread rapidly, right? And everyone, it became a big, it's like, you know, you niggas trying to claim a street corner. It became a fad. When I say a fad, meaning it became your entertainment for most, right? Especially you so-called community people, right? Sometimes so-called black people, right? It became a community, something that you came to see and watch people, so-called white people, for a change to get what? To get not being able to control a conversation, especially about the Most High. But hey, before I actually get into on you Negro, but it's really not about, well, it's about us. It's always about the Israelites, right? Whether I'm talking about 1/3 or 2/3, you know, this whole Great Awakening is about us as a people, right? But at this present moment, it's about this society, meaning America, which is Babylon. Is about this society being what? Being destroyed. It's all for a purpose, and that purpose is for what? For a betterment of what? Of the earth. Because the wicked is in control of the earth, and the wicked are going to continue to control the earth. But now, Trump is doing what? This is what you see on the screen is Ambassador Meat. Oh, I'm gonna show you. I got some clips here that I'm finna because the scripture that's been standing out, especially within the last 2-3 weeks, is Revelation 17:16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. That goes into what? 10 horns goes into the European Union / Nato, right? And that beast is the ancient Rome / NATO, right? Because the whore, which is America, that's always, that's out forth in front of what? Of all their allies, and they're doing what? Trump is actually doing well, they all doing the Lord's bidding, but Trump is definitely, these shall hate the whore. The whore is America. America is that woman that sit upon what? Many waters. That whore that sit upon many waters, and shall make her desolate and naked. Well, let's get into the videos. Right? My rant is always necessary because why? It's for what? Edification. Now let me quit it. But yes, it is though. But let's get into it. Hold up, y'all. Let it catch up. Let it catch up. I've been sitting for a minute. I was trying to get these videos. Okay, here we go.
Ambassadors from the European Union held an emergency meeting to discuss President Donald Trump's proposed tariffs on countries that oppose the U.S. taking over Greenland. Trump says the tariffs will start February 1st. He claims Greenland is necessary for America's national security. Republican Congressman Michael McCall, whose district stretches from Austin to Houston, was on ABC's This Week.
We have full military access. And if we want to put more military in there, we can. We don't have to invade it. If he wants to buy it, that's fine, but I don't see a willing seller right now.
Some economists say the 10% tariff on European imports could drive up prices on drugs, cars, wine, and food for U.S. consumers.
All right. That just to give you a portion, a small portion concerning what's going on, which is the allies that supports Greenland, and the allies. They're what? What's going on? Let's see. Troops, terror threats in Greenland talk. Listen up.
As President Trump continues to raise the possibility of annexing Greenland, tensions are rising quickly in the island territory, and European leaders are getting more vocal. CBS's Lee Kennery walks us through.
European leaders. Who is that? Who I started out with concerning what? The 10 horns, which is the European leaders, / NATO. Those are the allies of America.
The latest in the situation.
There's consensus in the territory of 57,000 people. They're saying land of the Greenlanders. And their hats say something too. This weekend saw the largest protest Greenland's ever had, its prime minister said. Recent polls show about 85% oppose joining the United States. That was before President Trump threatened up to 25% tariffs on 8 European countries. Until the U.S. is allowed...
8 European countries, which is what? They're the allies to what? To America. Hey, man, we we're not wrong, and we're going to continue not to be wrong. Because why? Because this is prophecy, and a lot of you all, I like to say you all because as a whole, meaning the people, but we're here first and foremost is for what? For the elect. But you all still have to get that warning right before what? That great and dreadful day of the Lord. Yeah. America's going to get what it's going to get its just due, which is all 5,000 square miles of this place will be what? Will be deleted, man. But hey, y'all proud as hell. Y'all Americans proud as hell. Let's hear it.
To purchase this Arctic land.
There is a red line, and that red line was shown today. We are not for sale.
The Kingdom of Denmark has ruled and protected Greenland for about 300 years. Last week, NATO troops deployed there for military exercises. Denmark's prime minister said...
NATO troops. That's not ringing in the ear. That's not ringing in your ear. NATO troops. Those are allies of America. But, it was far-fetched when we were screaming and talking about America. That their allies are going to destroy them. Most of you all did what? You laughed, right? And say that we crazy. I guess we not so crazy now, huh? And the scripture Habakkuk, which is 2 in verse 2 and 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, write this division, meaning scripture, right, upon, and make it plain upon the tables, which is the scriptures. Write the vision and make it plain upon tables. We were screaming and shaking their hand and warning you all and telling you all what's about to come and what's going to take place concerning the allies of America, because America is going to be targeted by its own. When I say its own, which is NATO, which is who started NATO? America. It's always for a purpose. Hey, the scriptures does not lie, right? They are divided completely, especially over this hell. Trump even said that Canada will Canada captured next. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Right? So the 1/3 of the elect has what? I'm talking about your men, as well as women, but women do not. It's not prophets. Put it that way, right? So the men are out here what? Shouting and giving what? Giving warning, but the warning is only heard through what? It's falling on most deaf ears. But the elect is running, right? They are running in what? And it's warning you all and telling you all what that is. Second Edges I think it's 15. Second Edges 15 goes into what is it? Behold, speak and thou into the what? The ear of my people the words of prophecy, meaning say before. Because if you're not a prophet, always going to say before and give you warning concerning whether it's good or bad. But mainly, you all love accepting the good, but you don't want to accept the bad or the worst that comes with this place here, acknowledging that this place will be destroyed. Right? People, behold, speak thou into the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. And those put in the mouth of who? Of his prophets. So it's not so far-fetched now, and not so we're not so crazy now, right? This is why I can't think of the later name that said that the greatest threat to this place is so-called black people. We are not going to do anything on our own, right? We're just waiting on the Lord. This is what we're doing. But guess what? They are making us out to be the worst thing that ever hit this place, when we have only been captives, which is slaves. We still are slaves, even though the whole America have enslaved its own people as well, in the sense of taxing the hell out of them, pressing them. But no one has been oppressed and redlined and done in the manner that we have been. When I say we, I'm talking about so-called black people. But I said that to say, let me read the last portion, which is verse 3. For the vision, what vision? Is Esau's downfall. Is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it. That's the kingdom. Because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So once the hell starts, it's not gonna cease. And that hell it's definitely starting with the beginnings of sorrows, and those sorrows are what? Is basically Jacob's trouble. And Jacob's trouble is gonna be a hell of a time for America. All over the world, but America is that scope, that target in the eye of the Lord. Because of this place, this is the hammer of the whole earth. The hammer of the whole earth is America been judging the earth and putting that work in for the Lord, y'all, whether you believe it or not. On the left hand side, the Heavenly Father used America for what? Using America for judgment. And they still not through. It's still not through. You still got I can't say exact time we have, and I'm not going to act as though I do know the approximate time, but hey, it's not going to be most of you all thinking that this place is going to continue 5, 10. I don't see 5 years. I don't see 4 years. Actually, see this year here of 2026 is going to be dreadful, man. But you know, to keep it all the way 100 with you, but you know, we want. I mean, the way things are going and the way prophecy is unfolding from the scriptures. Hey, man, this year 20. I don't see this place going in 2027. If it do, we're going to be in full-fledged Jacob trouble in 2027. It might even be what 2026. Because look at what's going on. Look at the people. Look at the uproar, especially right over here in America. But I know most of y'all don't want to hear this, and y'all want to hear somebody getting cut with some scriptures, with some foolishness, and talking about Eve wicked behind. Well, hey, there are better things in where concerning that warning, and that the warning, the last warning for you all is what? That beast system. Choosing the Lord before you choose the system, which is that beast, which is the system that these wicked elite is establishing in these last days. That's your last and final warning, man, concerning who you're going to choose, man. You're going to choose the Lord, you're going to choose these people, you're going to choose this system. But hey, let's get it.
She's supported by allies, saying Europe will not be blackmailed. Allies like France's President Macron, who requested the European Union retaliate with a so-called trade bazooka. President Trump explained why he's doing this in a post, saying China and Russia want Greenland, and the U.S. acquiring it is essential for the Golden Dome, a weapon system in early development. But Danish politician Rasmus Jarlov said America already has full access to the territory.
They wouldn't gain anything that they don't already have.
Do you feel that the security provided at the moment is sufficient to fight adversaries like China or Russia?
We have kept China and Russia completely out of Greenland. They have nothing there. No activities, no mining, no consulates. Greenland is not in danger of being taken over by neither Russia or China. It's only the United States that is a threat to Greenland right now.
Huh? It's only the United States that is a threat to Greenland. Which is a what? Which is a member of Nato. Which is a member of Nato, y'all. So what? Let me go this. I won't go this. I won't do this. But let's read a few comments. Let's see what they say here, right? Jess what his name is? Dan Smith says, if you have been to Greenland or ever talked to their people, they don't want to be a part of Denmark either. Have you been there? Well, they're all online. Let me see. It gets to something here. Let me see something here. Older, I don't know the name. It's called Insurance Protect World. Blue Dragon says, and that doesn't even count the Colorado bunker shown in. They're having conversations. Boy, let me see something, y'all. Greenland is for. Nico say Greenland is for Greenlanders. but Greenland has been ruled and protected by Denmark. Make it make sense. Mr. Know-it-all says, think Puerto Rico. Imagine Russia tried to take over Puerto Rico, never protected. See, you still gonna always have, most of the people in America is still dumbed down, and they still running with the rhetoric concerning this democratic republic, left, right, controversy between the people. This is gonna always be a hot topic when the news cover it, because most of the people in America, they are just dumb. They couldn't see the writing. It would, if you just took it and poured it in the top of the head. Blue Dragon say, because I seen him with the video camera and the guy in the diesel truck. I don't know what he talking about. Okay, not this right here. Let's finish this out and I'm going to go to the next video.
Lee Canary, CBS News, London.
Governor Jeff Landry was appointed as a special envoy to the Danish territory this past week. He was asked about the territory in an interview. He echoed the president's reasoning for going after it.
If you lived in New England, and certainly again on the East Coast, remember that Greenland is halfway between Russia and Washington, D.C. And of course, you never appreciate keeping the wolf or the bear from your door until they're knocking on it.
This weekend, President Trump publicly endorsed Louisiana Congresswoman Julia Letlow for Senate. She has not confirmed that she is actually running. If she does, she'll be up against Senator Bill Cassidy, who announced his bid for re-election last year. In a post on Truth Social, the president said Letlow would have his, quote, complete and total endorsement.
All right, let's go to right here, right?
Why was Amazon paying me $29,000 a month?
Bear with me. Hold up, y'all. Let's stop that. Check this out here, right? Check this out right here. This is, hold on, let me stop it. Let it catch up. It goes into, it says
U.S. President Donald Trump.
Canada, U.S. President Donald Trump fumes at what? At Canada Arctic weakness, just like Greenland and push. So in other words, listen to this right here. Canada captured next after Greenland. Trump plans to target another NATO nation. So now you beginning to see the 17, what that is, Revelations 17:16, concerning they were going to do what? Going to hate the whore. NATO nations. Let's see something. Let me show you something right quick. For those of you all that are real slow bellies when they can't. Let's see something. Who started the European Union and NATO nations?
The European Union was founded by leaders from several countries, including Robert Schuman, Jean Monnet, and Paul-Henri Spaak after World War II. While NATO was a separate defense agreement, these leaders aimed for peace, starting with the Schuman Declaration in 1950.
Okay, let's see something here. I think he said well, here they all the same. When the scriptures, when it goes into talking about I think I misquoted myself earlier concerning the start of, y'all bear with me right quick. Let me see something. Let's see, go into concerning I think I misquoted myself earlier, y'all. Concerning NATO. NATO 1949 formed separately as a military alliance for what collective defense U.S., Canada, Western Europe nations. There it is. Okay, treaty. Okay, in essence, while many founders of the EU were involved in what? In early European cooperation. They were distinct from NATO's formation, though both emerged from the same post-war need for security and stability, with EU focusing on economic and political unity. So, you know, you be hearing some guys be saying that Russia was part of this, and Russia was never part of either one of them. Russia have always been separate from them. The protection was what was formed for Russia, right? But now Russia is back what? Back in what? In power or in authority. I mean, it was, should I say, a threat? A threat. But little did do most know that that Russia is a greater threat than most would ever know, right? Until what? Probably until most of you all was in. So here we go. Canada captured next. This is what Trump's saying now. After Greenland, Trump plans to target another NATO nation, Canada, man. Can you imagine that? U.S. President Donald Trump fumes at Canada's Arctic weakness, just like Greenland push. See, all now, you know, how they demonize us and always pushing forth narratives and just making up stuff. Now what they're doing, they're coming up against one another. They'll come up against one another, and them coming up against one another is going to be what? Well, America's downfall, first and foremost, right? Because America, right now, but who's drawing them out? Israel, right? Israel is the one that actually drawn. I mean, he's a puppet for Israel. He's literally a puppet for what? For the small hatters. Well, really for the elite, you know. But hey, Israel is going to what? What is it? That's Jeremiah. What is it? 51. The least of the flock shall draw them out. So, you know, no matter what, just think about it. No matter what Israel do, no matter how many people they delete and continue to delete, America has always what? Supported them. Always supported them. Listen up.
Trump eyes Canada's frozen north in a chilling power grab. Shock claims from NBC insiders reveal Trump's fury over Ottawa's defenseless Arctic frontier, mirroring his infamous Greenland snatch plot. Is the U.S. plotting to swallow Canada whole? According to multiple officials cited by U.S. media, Trump has grown increasingly concerned that Canada is unable to adequately protect its Arctic regions from what he sees as growing pressure from Russia and China, raising alarms inside the White House and among Washington's closest allies.
Earlier, I seen a video concerning I don't know if you've seen it, but I wish I could have saved. I didn't save it. I seen it. I thought I'm gonna save it. It just slipped my mind. But it was one of the leaders, and she was a female, and she was saying that they need to, NATO nations need to, or European Union nations outside of America need to be having talks with Putin. Why is America the only one is having conversation with? Let me see, can I pull that up, y'all? Let me see something. Y'all bear with me right quick. Let me see something. European Union / NATO wants communication with Putin. Y'all bear with me now. EU eyes creation of Putin negotiation role. Here we go right here. Let me see, can I pull the video up though? Let's see some Putin. trying to get recent. Let me see. Will not EU parrot. Hold up. How's it then? Okay, we are not. Say we are not EU. Let me see. We are not EU parrot. So Trump, Putin's friend. Damn. Hold up, man. Changing on me. Putin's friend inside NATO shocks West, Ukraine, Russia, Slovakia. I'm seeing I pull this video up, y'all. Okay, here we go. Listen to this right here. Hold up. Gotta get the. Let me make sure I got it. Hold up. I ain't even got the. For some reason, the voice won't come up, y'all. Y'all bear with me. I can't get it to play. Let's go to YouTube. Let me click on YouTube. It'll play on there. I'm tired of he ain't seeing that shit there. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, this video, this is, hold up, let me get this out of the way. Oh, we are not EU parrot, so Trump, Putin friend inside NATO, shocks West, Ukraine. Listen to this here.
Dear friends, sovereign Slovak and foreign policy in all four cardinal directions is bearing fruit. If we behave confidently and constructively while simultaneously showing an interest in peace and cooperation with anyone who is interested, no one has looked down on us. If we express our opinions freely, we are welcomed as equal partners. My meeting with the President of the United States, Donald Trump, also took place in this spirit. The meeting was also attended by the foreign ministers of the United States and Slovakia, Marco Rubio, and Uri Blana. The negotiations took place in the American president's living room in his private home in Florida, which gave it a great degree of informality and openness. In diplomacy, such a form of meeting is perceived as a sign of high respect and trust. After the working part concluded, the American President and the American Secretary of State also informally greeted Deputy Prime Minister Denisa Sakova and State Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Mara Gestok. The subject of the discussion was various international topics with a special focus on Ukraine, where the American representatives were interested in our positions because they knew that we are not a Brussels parrot and have long expressed our own sovereign opinions on the war in Ukraine based on our knowledge. It would be a waste of time now to repeat what I conveyed to American President Trump regarding Ukraine. All my positions are sufficiently known, and I repeat them in the same wording at every meeting in the context of other sensitive international events. I clearly declared the Slovak stance on peace and the opinion that diplomacy and mutual listening must take precedence over military solutions. We did not avoid evaluating the European Union, its competitiveness, energy, and migration policy.
So y'all get the point concerning this is Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico portrays his recent meeting with U.S. President Trump. So my point, what I was trying to, I wanted to, I can't remember what the video at, but was this, I don't know what country she was for, but she was part of NATO. I can't remember who it was. Tick for tat, strike on U.S. This goes into see world leader issues bad news for Trump amid Greenland. Okay, let me click over here. Cause this right here, you know, this is a bunch of, I mean, it's good. It's good information, you know, but it always lead to, they're not giving any, they're not allowing us to talk. But this is, anyway, let's go over here. I don't want to ramble, y'all. Y'all know I'll run in a minute. Y'all bear with me, y'all.
Do not pay your next call.
All these commercials. Man, this place is so full of so much confusion, man. It don't make no sense, man. No matter what we talking about in America, this place is full of confusion, man. Okay, world leaders issue bad news for Trump amid Greenland threat. Here we go. Now we back on schedule.
Continues to saber-rattle and showcases imperialistic fever dreams as it relates to Greenland, the rest of the world is stepping up. The leaders of Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, the Netherlands, Norway, Sweden, and the United Kingdom issued a joint statement today, reading, quote, "As members of NATO, we are committed to strengthening Arctic security as a shared transatlantic interest. The pre-coordinated Danish exercise Arctic Endurance, conducted with allies, responds to this necessity. It poses no threat to anyone. We stand in full solidarity with the Kingdom of Denmark and the people of Greenland. Building on the process begun last week, we stand ready to engage in a dialogue based off the principles of sovereignty and territorial integrity that we stand firmly behind. Tariff threats undermine transatlantic relations and risk a dangerous downward spiral. We will continue to stand united and coordinated in our response. We are committed to upholding our sovereignty." This statement comes amid video footage of troops.
Who are they talking to? Who are they talking about? They talking about Trump. Talking about America. This is who they talking about. And this thing is getting serious. It's heating up, and it's just getting. Hey, when the bomb drop, they're not gonna stop, y'all. When you hear that first boom in America, it's not gonna stop. 1 hour, this place is gonna be finished.
Troops arriving in Greenland.
Ajokulu tiskit sekkutui nuup mittarfianut ullumi tikittut. Tyskland Nato melu iligisat allat arlallit USA mit.
These are NATO members in Greenland. They're what? Who are they? I mean, Trump claiming that what? That Russia and China wants this place. No. You know, his claims of who is closer, you know, I mean, he say Russia sits between half the distance America is from Greenland. That's a talk, right? But Trump is just really just carrying out what? Carrying out prophecy, man. Let me read Habakkuk 2 and verse 5. Yeah, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell. Everywhere America go, what happens? You see nothing but death and destruction. And is as death and cannot be satisfied. They're not satisfied with what? Having all of that they have, they still want what? They want it all. Even their what? They want even to control what their allies, NATO and EU. But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. This is what? This is to this is just a great shake up and concerning the New World Order / MOTB. That's all it is. And once that's what we're waiting on. And once that, you all, because they ain't gonna have to force a whole lot of you all, because once all you all gotta do is miss you ain't gotta miss 1 day, miss 12 hours of not eating. Every last one of you all run down there and put them things in your hand. All of you will. And that's a proven fact. That was proven during the time of wasn't even the last part of 2025. What that, September, November, when they was pulling them stamps from y'all. Yeah. That's where we at. And they're going to get a whole lot of them. He's going to be the first one running.
Mi president tipnunet tinnik tiguaniarluni siorasaarinera pissutigalugu nunarputta persersorniarlugu sakkutuunik nunattinnut aallartitsissallutik ullunikingullernina lunaarutigaat
Now, it's worth noting that this entire ordeal is unpopular, both at home and abroad. In a stunning new poll by Reuters, only 17% of Americans approve of acquiring Greenland, and only 4% approve of doing so by force. And clearly, with statements like the joint one released today by our allies, the rest of the world is as opposed to it as the majority of Americans are. Except, of course, Russia and China, which are busy cheering on the descent of Western power as Donald Trump delivers Xi and Putin exactly what they want without having to fire a single bullet. And so,
a single bullet, meaning what? They are what? They are coming up against one another. Well, they are coming up against the whole, which is America. Huh? They have to fire anything. What's going on? They see it, right? But hey, who's controlling all aspects of these leaders, world leaders? You guess it, the Lord, the Heavenly Father, y'all. He's controlling all aspects of this. I mean, how many times we read Ezekiel 38, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into the jaws, into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thy army, horses and horsemen, meaning those nuclear missiles, all of them clothed with what? With all sorts of armor, meaning what? Can't say it enough. He's forcing these what? These leaders, world leaders, to what? To do his will. And part of his will is then for them to what? To hate the whore. And make her what? Desolate.
now, Republicans are in the unenviable position of having to juggle the least popular foreign policy decision in U.S. history with their blind allegiance to the God King. And what you're left with is a level of delusion and gaslighting that is almost comical to watch.
Senator, troops from Germany, France, Sweden, and Norway, they're taking part in a 2-day military exercise in Greenland. Senator, what kind of message are they sending to America with the deployment of these troops?
Well, I don't think this is a message to the United States. This is a message to China and Russia. The president...
Lie. Huh?
The president has been saying it, and we have been saying it, NATO has been saying it for 20 years, that Denmark needed to do something about the exercises that China and Russia was continuously running in just off the coastal line of Greenland. And it's becoming a true national security and a threat to NATO. So I think this is...
China is not talking about taking Greenland. Neither is Russia. The only person talking about taking Greenland is America. And this is Fox News, y'all. This is Fox News. This is the same news that Trump called fake news. All news has all news is fake when it comes to us. Put it that way, right? But these people are reporting and doing what the elite wants them to do. Listen to this lie.
This is more of the NATO allies showing that, hey, look, we will try to take care of this, but they're wanting us to invest in air defense and sea power and a true all-over world defense there in Greenland. What the president is saying, and what I agree with, is, listen, we're not going to ask the taxpayers of the United States to truly invest billions into Greenland if it's not our own soil. If Denmark and NATO is so afraid of what's happening in the seas because of China and Russia, then either they invest or we will invest. But if we're going to invest, then it needs to be part of the United States. And I think if we give it to the people of Greenland and let them decide, either we buy it.
Did he just give billions to Israel? Huh? And it's still separate. Huh? It's still separate. See how the that's forked tongue. That shit just they just make it up as they go. And boy, guess what? A lot of you slow bellies are sucking it in.
From Denmark, or we allow the Denmark or the Greenland people to make a vote on it, I think you'd probably see that they would be in favor of joining the United States.
To which the chairman of the Danish Defense Committee responded, "Chairman of Danish Defense Committee here, please tell me more about these Chinese and Russian military exercises near Greenland. We haven't heard about that." I mean, my God, listening to this Republican senator play make-believe that this is somehow necessary because of some imminent threat by Russia and China is laughable. And of course, this dumb argument stems from who else but Donald Trump himself.
Are you thinking of giving people in Greenland to get them on board with a possible U.S.
I'm not talking about money for Greenland yet. I might talk about that. But right now, we are going to do something in Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor.
Boom. Y'all heard it. You know, he be forgetting he be forgetting he done said these words. Like, I mean, it's like this shit here just.
But
he I don't know, this guy named Brian Tyler, man, Cohen, he's really exposing this Greenland foolishness.
Here's the thing. There is no angling by Russia or China to take over Greenland. You know why? Because Greenland is owned by Denmark, which is a Nato country, meaning if a foreign adversary invades, they will face the wrath of the entirety of Nato, which is the whole point of keeping Nato intact and not undermining it by having one Nato country invade another. In other words, Trump annexing Greenland weakens the very alliance that serves to deter the very thing he claims to want to deter. So the only thing making a Russia or China incursion more likely is Trump himself. He is creating the exact problem that he claims to want to avoid. And it wasn't just Mark Wayne Mullen making this dumb argument. Here, of course, is Ted Cruz, taking his turn cozying up deep within the bowels of the guy who once called his wife ugly.
When it comes to Greenland, I want to commend President Trump for being single-mindedly focused on America first, on U.S. economic interest and U.S. national security interest. I believe it is overwhelmingly in America's national interest to acquire Greenland. A year ago, as chairman of the Senate Commerce Committee, I chaired a hearing on the benefits to the United States of America of acquiring Greenland. Now, some folks in the press, they clutch their pearls and they say, well, what do you mean acquiring Greenland? How could that happen? Look, the whole history of America has been a history of acquiring new lands and new territories. Whether you go back to Thomas Jefferson making the Louisiana Purchase, about half of the United States of America today, or you go back to America purchasing Alaska from Russia. You want to talk about, at the time they called it Seward's Folly, it turned out to be an extraordinarily consequential purchase. Greenland has massive rare earth minerals and critical minerals. There are enormous economic benefits to America. But it's also, like Alaska, it is located on the Arctic, which is a major theater for potential military conflict with either Russia or China. It's also critical for the Golden Dome and defending America from potential missile strikes. I commend the president for focusing on American national security.
Yeah, because where it is geographically can help stop any missile fire coming from adversaries like Russia and China.
If Ted Cruz wasn't a huge slob, he might have a shot at the U.S. gymnastics team ahead of the 2028 Olympics here in L.A. with those mental gymnastics. Somehow, he has convinced himself that it's America first to try and annex a foreign sovereign country. Tell me, how does either invading or buying Greenland help Americans? Does it make grocery costs go down? How about healthcare, clothing, electricity, energy, toys? No, it doesn't do any of that. Weird. I guess that would suggest that Ted Cruz is full of shit. Who could have possibly guessed? In reality, this will only cost us money, in more ways than one, because not only would an incursion be expensive, not only would a sale be expensive, but there's also a cost to alienating our own allies, the people, by the way, with all the purchasing power in the world. Just days ago, as the direct result of Trump's ongoing feud with Canada, guess what Canada did? Opened up their market to Chinese EVs.
China's strengths, for example, in electric vehicles are formidable. They're undeniable. These are the most affordable and energy efficient and innovative vehicles in the world. And for Canada to build our own competitive EV sector, we need to learn from, partner with, and access and build supply chains with China. To help deliver on the full potential of these partnerships and to bring down costs for Canadians, we're going to start by allowing up to...
See, America don't never want to do that. That's why when they make cars, they make it difficult for you to work on the car. You have a boat you need to take off. Picture them damn Fords. that you need to take off from a car, they'll take a big old piece of metal that you might take half the damn car loose just to get to one boat. You know, why? For what? Cost. This is what America does. This place is not built for and making people comfortable. Especially, you know, they're all about that dollar and all about what? Making life hard for you for what? For the greater good of themselves. That's it. This place they have never been. That was the illusion that they were selling people on what? On the TV, and you know, got these jakes running around here paying them millions of dollars just to trick the people to what? To come to America, the land of the free. This shit was never free. This shit has always been a trap.
49,000 Chinese electric vehicles into the Canadian market at the most favored nation tariff rate, which is 6.1%.
That means it gets more difficult for American EVs to compete. And that's just one item in one market in one country. Do you think threatening to invade a European ally is going to go unresponded to by the rest of Europe? The rest of the countries that have spending power? Our number one trading partner is the EU. Do you think they have no financial leverage whatsoever? They do. And do not be surprised if and when they use it. And who's that going to hurt? Us. The reality is that the U.S. is being led by an absolute deranged tyrant. But it's not only his fault. It's also these spineless, groveling sycophants in the Republican Party who could serve as a check on his power if only they could find their own balls. But they won't, because they're more concerned with not being the subject of a mean tweet by their God King, and so instead, they'll just watch him try to conquer the world while they continue to suckle at his teats like the impotent little bitches that they are. So I hope that Europe stands strong, and I say that as an American. Not because I'm anti-American, but expressly because I'm pro-American. And part of being pro-American is opposing imperialism and respecting the sovereignty of other countries, especially our own allies. And it's a sad day in the world where I have to sit here and root for other countries to uphold the values of my own country because the current administration and their hangers-on in Congress and the GOP are setting fire to our ideals, our reputation, and our laws on a daily basis.
All right, man, there you have it, y'all. Y'all heard him. What did he say? What did he say? He said a whole lot there. But hey, man, America is it's almost over with. It's at its end. It's not gonna be well. It's already finished. You know, y'all know a lot of people have already. Damn, y'all bear with me for a minute. I was running my mouth. I was trying to correct something, but okay, no, there we go. I don't know. I just leave it right. Y'all bear with me. Bear with me. I was trying to get I'm trying to get a good view. Anyway, I'll leave it there. America's already at its end, right? But like I said earlier, right, concerning you remember? Well, I don't know if y'all heard it or what you call it. The Greenland people call Trump or what? The orange dictator. When he really red, right? Just like the scripture say he is, right? The first scripture I read was the concerning what was that? Damn, I can't remember. I think that was Habakkuk too. But anyway, the writing on the wall, y'all, is clear to most of especially these so-called white people, right? But the harsh reality has not sunk in yet. You want to know why it ain't sunk in? Because that this place, America / Babylon, is finished, man. So-called white people have fled America, man. And no one is talking about it. No one is talking about it. Why no one is talking about this here? Right? Because it's simple. Because they're what? They're still gonna sell you what? That illusion concerning this place still being what, a great nation and a place for what, for the people to come, right? If you all know, like the prophets know, you allow Trump to what, to take you from this place, because this place is gonna get what. So that means you're gonna get that death sooner than most. The ones that are gonna be in America. America's gonna be destroyed, man. It's not a bad thing to be leaving this place for real. But again, a lot of you all can't see it, and you too what? You proud, just like America has made both of them, had made you. But you ignorant ninjas, y'all ain't never owned anything, including you tough badass corner street gangsters. You know, y'all trapped in your own delusion, man, thinking you own something. Meanwhile, you know, you slaughtering one another for what? For pride, and hoes. You know, the overall, you know, that community shit, that shit is dead and always been dead. Oh yeah, it's a video I want right before I close this out, right? But let me show you right quick, right, how they trying to draw so-called black people in. I play at the end for a purpose, for a reason, right? Listen to this right here. But they're not falling for it. I'm on this brother channel right here. The new Black Panther party just got exposed. What do he mean? Listen to what he's saying, right? This brother here is an introvert rockster. No, that's not his name. I know this guy. I can't think of that. I think that's his name. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But the introvert, the channel I'm on is introvert rock star, right? But listen up to this brother right here concerning that Black Panther crap.
Run up on me. I guarantee you they won't. I'll put a hole in their chest the size of a window. Safe line repair, safe line replace. That's what's gonna happen. They touch me. Unarmed woman was killed by ICE. If you think you about to come and brutalize the people while we're standing here, fuck around and find out. Our interactions with the police and ICE, and we hold them accountable. We patrol the community and we hold them accountable. The Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, we're the same Panther Party from back in the day, but we're a little more aggressive now, you dig? Carry bigger guns and we don't take no shit. Places where there are a lot of immigrants at, I think that the community around them needs to take special care to them and needs to start escorting them to and from everywhere to make sure that they're safe.
Now I don't know, but if I would have to say, I would say that this thing been AI regenerated. That's what I would say. But just listen up to what he's saying.
ICE agents ain't gonna act like that if it's a bunch of people standing outside with assault rifles and shotguns. It's a semi-automatic shotgun. That means if shotgun shells are shoot out of a pump, they shoot them rapidly. If you are gonna legally arm yourself with something bigger than what they got. Those who serve in the public, they should be fearful of the public. They should be fearful that the public's going to be dissatisfied with their job that they're doing, not feeling like they're tyrants, not feeling like they're bullies because they got guns and body armor and walkie-talkies. That makes them immune to whatever the people would do. I think you want to correct the ideology of the pig and the mentality of the slave catcher, you meet them with equal force. All power to the motherfucking people.
And you already know what I say, make that make sense. And look, at first, I wasn't going to speak on this. But like your boy said on Django, I couldn't resist. But before I spaz out in this video, check this out. Robert Ward, the chairman of Black Panther Party, said the San Diego Panther Party does not endorse, support, or agree with the foolish rhetoric or threats made by the person known as Paul Birdsong in Philadelphia. We call empty emotional threats of armed forces.
What's that guy name that they say got that cost some time? Damn, what his name? Master J, Grandmaster. What his name is? Y'all know who I'm talking about. They talk about like 6-7 years. Trying to lure people in for that madness. See, what I have seen, I can't speak on most, because what I've been seeing is that I've seen a lot of people outside of so-called black people has been trying to get these ninjas to march in the street and to protest with them, and they're not doing it. They're not doing it. So what are they trying to do? They trying to listen, man. This whole thing, this whole fiasco that you see concerning Trump, the terror, the ambassador, the now what this so-called in America, this Black Panther, all this stuff equal to what? All come back around to what? To us as a people. We in this great awakening, and this great awakening is going to be it's for a purpose, and that purpose is for a better good of the earth, man. Of what? Of the Israelites coming back into the power and authority of the earth. You want to see this? And I was gonna play this, man, but I'm not gonna play this, man. Right? I was trying to let me see something right quick. It's a point, something he said and made. I was trying to okay, let's listen to this right here, right here. This what made me want to put this. Let me see something. Hold on, y'all, back with me. Right here.
You know, Black Panthers, they started this in their early 20s. They was young. They was kids when they started this. They didn't wait till they late 30s, mid 30s, early 40s. That tells me you all about money. But we'll talk about that later on too. But at first, I swear, I thought it was just me. I thought I was tripping. I'm like, damn, am I tripping? Should I even talk about this? Like, am I tripping? But I went on TikTok and I saw I wasn't the only one. Want to tell you.
The Black Panthers are a cosplay organization. They get their vest on, you know what I'm saying? They grab a gun and they go out and they march in formation, but they've never actually completed a task for us that we've needed them to complete. I'm not talking about all these little liberal tasks that they be doing, tasks that help everybody. I'm talking about getting things done for us. Khalid Muhammad went out and physically fought the KKK in the streets. The Black Panthers weren't there, and they ain't been there. Don't come to me with this Fred Hampton nonsense. He's also not here. So in between the time that he's been gone and now, what have they been doing? Nothing but cosplaying. The Rainbow Coalition. Let me tell you something about a Rainbow Coalition. Every time black people coalesce to get something done, every time we come together and we're like, yeah, man, put our heads together, we ready to crack, we got to include somebody. And what happens besides us getting watered down? What happens? The movement gets destroyed, infiltrated by feds, and they always come through that pipeline, through the coalition.
Struggling to trade?
Damn. Why did that sound? Alright, man. Hold on, let me see. I'm getting a little more.
Coalition pipeline. And you know who's responsible for that? The Black Panthers. I don't care who don't like what I'm saying. Because you ain't also busting no grapes. So shut up. I'm sick of cosplayers coming out here and acting like they finna do something. Ain't none of y'all been on real shit since never. Y'all saw people get beat up on Edmund whatever bridge, and ever since then you just been getting the backs kicked in, and ain't not one of y'all, and the ones who do end up getting locked up. We go to prison. That's where we go, to prison. We get locked up. See this frustration, man. It's like I came out of the gate screaming, ready to move, only to have to fight off hordes of non-brothers and sisters, people who wasn't even connected to the black struggle, who wasn't even connected to black anything. I had to beat all them off with a stick just to have a conversation. Just to have a solo conversation.
Alright, but I'm done with it, man. I'm done with it. My overall point of purpose for making this video was going into the
meeting to discuss President Donald Trump.
Was going into the overall concerning the Trump, the tariff, and mainly the destruction of America. I just threw that up in there because, you know, we as Israelites, so-called black Spanish natives of this land, we are not going to come together with anything, especially with no damn community, because this place here is not a place that the Israelites are trying to keep and make a community of and buy this and buy that, and we trying to get something that we can have. That's foolishness. If any, you got any Israelite talking like that, they are not a part of this great awakening, and they are a part of this world, and they are being paid by what? By the enemy for what? To keep you in the dumbed down state that most of you all are still in, and most of you all are going to be in until what? Until Yahweh shall destroy this place. So that don't say call Allah Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua Bahashim Rakak Pudash Shalom.